All right, everybody, welcome back for another deep dive. So I have to admit, when I first saw motivational finance video transcript, I was like, are you sure about this one? But gotta say, I was pleasantly surprised digging into this.
Yeah, these things are always interesting, right? Because they sound kind of formulaic on the surface, but there's always some assumptions about how we think about money underneath, and those are always worth poking at a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. And this one, it really jumps right in, you know? It promises this like financial intelligence, and it says most people are just kind of okay with being mediocre.
Right.
And I mean, who wants to be mediocre? Nobody. And then, they hit you with that classic, most people mismanage their money, which, like, let's be honest, makes you think twice about that latte you just bought, you know?
It's playing on that desire, to not feel like you're in the out group, right? Like you want to be the in group, the people who've got it figured out. It's like classic confirmation bias, right? We're drawn to anything that reinforces what we want to believe, even if it's maybe a little far-fetched.
Absolutely. Yeah. And they even have this line, I read it down. It's like, la buena suerte es favorable cuando el conocimiento y la oportunidad se juntan.
Okay.
It means like good luck is favorable when knowledge and opportunity meet. Sounds kind of deep, right? But then get this, they use it talking about winning the lottery.
Interesting. So are they talking about luck or are they talking about, informed decision making?
Right.
It's kind of a weird line to draw between those two.
Yeah.
And it's funny because later on the speaker talks about using intuition and planning for their investments. So which one is it? Is it quick wins or is it a longer game?
Yeah, okay, I'm already seeing some contradictions here, and we're just getting started. I bet you're thinking at home right now that it's all a little too good to be true.
Yeah.
And you know what? You're right to be skeptical. But, there are some nuggets in this transcript, I'm not going to lie, that kind of resonated with me.
Yeah.
Like the idea of focusing on your strengths. They even say, dedicate aquello que sabes hacer mejor. So that means dedicate yourself to what you do best.
That's not just motivational fluff.
Right.
That connects to some pretty well-established thinking, like, the Pareto principle, like the 80-20 rule.
Oh, yeah. Tell me more about that.
So that says that, roughly 80% of our results come from 20% of our efforts.
Yeah.
So if you think about that in terms of your finances,
Okay.
right, instead of spreading yourself thin, trying to be good at everything, what if you really just focused on that 20% where you excel? Maybe that's, investing in a field that you already know really well, or taking a side hustle and becoming like a master of that one thing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like that laser focus, that can actually lead to bigger wins than just trying to do everything.
Yeah, double down on your strengths instead of being a jack of all trades, right?
Exactly.
I like that. And this actually connects to another point the video makes about like the power of saying no,
Okay.
which I thought was interesting. They said, sé tan bueno lo tuyo y los más no pueden ignorarlo. So be so good at yours that others can't ignore you.
Yeah. It's about specialization, right? Personal branding.
Yeah.
Like in a world that's just saturated with information, saturated with choices, being exceptional at something, that's what makes you stand out.
Absolutely.
Think about it, right?
Yeah.
Like the people you follow online, the products that you buy,
Yeah.
you're drawn to expertise, right?
100%. When I'm looking for advice, when I need a service, I'm going to someone who knows their stuff, like inside and out.
Right.
It's funny, for all this talk about like quick riches and hitting the lottery and all that,
Yeah.
there's this other thread through the video that I thought was really interesting,
Yeah.
which is about taking action,
Right.
They actually say, las personas que piensan en pequeño no se han dado cuenta que ellos son los constructores de su propio destino. So like people who think small haven't realized they are the builders of their own destiny.
It's so easy to fall into that trap of like, if only this was different, then I could.
Right.
But the reality is we actually have a lot more control than we think we do.
Right.
It's about shifting your mindset from like a victim mindset to a growth mindset.
Yeah, and later they even say, oh, this is good. Buscamos píldoras.
Yeah.
La píldora de la felicidad. Esas píldoras no existen.
Right.
We are looking for pills. The happiness pill. Those pills don't exist.
Yeah.
And I feel like with money especially, we're all guilty of looking for that magic pill sometime.
Oh, totally. And
Yeah.
the reality is anything worthwhile takes effort. It
Yeah.
takes consistency. It takes making those choices over time.
This deep dive has been full of surprises, I gotta say. Who knew a motivational finance video could spark such a nuanced conversation? So to wrap up, what have we learned? Be wary of those get-rich-quick promises, right?
Right.
Focus on what you're already good at. Don't be afraid to say no. And maybe most importantly,
Yeah.
take action.
I love it. And I'll add one more thing. No matter what you're watching, no matter what you're reading, no matter where you're getting your information from,
Uh,
critical thinking is your friend. Being able to dissect information, recognize maybe some biases, and then pull out those real gems, that's what empowers you to make the best choices for you.
So true. Which, speaking of, that leaves you with something to think about. If true financial freedom isn't about winning the lottery, but about aligning your skills, your actions, and yeah, your mindset, what's one step, just one you can take today to move in that direction? Something to think about, right? All right, everybody, until next time, keep those minds hungry for knowledge because there is a whole world of deep dives out there waiting for us.